Hello there, this is Don Current with Shelbyville Today. I've talked in the past about the new calendar that we have at Shelbyville Today. It's got some pretty neat features, and so I thought today maybe I'd just show you what that calendar looks like in case you haven't been there yet. Of course, when you come to shelbyvilletoday.com, you will see up right underneath our logo, there is a calendar menu item there that you can click on. But also, if you look over here in the right-hand column, we've got kind of a quick agenda view of what's coming up as far as events over the next few days. And below that, there's a view calendar. And if you click that, that will take you over to the calendar view, which I think is a pretty cool new feature. This is the poster board view for the Shelbyville Today calendar. And it shows you quick little excerpts, title, where it's at, and a photo from the calendar entries. So I think this view looks pretty neat, and it's all in date order, of course. So let's take a look here at the Morristown Derby Days, because that is coming up this weekend, and it is one of the biggest events. So it pulls up the actual event here, and you can see all the information about it, some information that I have entered into it. And there's this button over here that says Event Website. And if you click on that, it will actually take you to more information. This is the actual Morristown Derby Days website. And so you can find out all kinds of information then from their website. So if there is a website related to the calendar entry, then I've put that in there and you can check that out. I wanted to come to this page though because I haven't put all the details in for the Morristown Derby Days. So on Friday, of course, it's Progressive Agriculture Safety Day, and they've actually had that multiple years. Lots of different things for the kids to do and learn about at that. Of course, then throughout the day, all the booths and things have been starting to set up. So that'll be going on throughout Morristown. And the big deal is the adult derby race that is happening on Friday. So you can check that out in Morristown on Friday. And there's some other things going on as well, including live bands. Saturday's the big day, the all-day event. And of course, there's the P.O.G run. It's a 5-mile race that starts at the high school, and that one's pretty popular. Then, of course, all the different vendors and booths and food and things like that. And then there's the Morristown Derby Day Parade at 11 o'clock, right through downtown. And then they'll have the Boy Scout Derby races down the main hill there on Saturday. That's the big event to check out. And then, of course, just more events going on throughout the day, and then the day will wrap up with fireworks and music by the Shelby County Community Band. And that'll be taking place at the high school as well. And then the Sunday, there's an aerial show. I don't know if you know it, but there is a model airplane field that's not too far from Morristown. As you're coming into Morristown from 9, you may see a sign off to the right, and that points you down out towards the Blue River Road airfield there, and a lot of model airplanes will be there, and just a big air show, but for model airplanes, and so that's pretty neat on Sunday. And then on Sunday evening, there's a gospel sing and an evening service going to be held out at Morristown Park. So that is your Derby Days event, and a little bit about how the calendar works there. And so what we'll do is we'll come back over to the calendar here, the main calendar, and talk about some of the other events coming up. There's the Critical Mass Bicycle Ride in downtown Shelbyville. That'll start at 5:30 on the square, and you can check that out if you're a cyclist. It's just a really casual ride. 10-mile ride approximately. Kids are invited as long as they've got someone there responsible for them. And it just kind of goes different routes around Shelbyville to check out interesting just different interesting features of Shelbyville, and just to get out on our bikes and kind of do a group ride and get people kind of used to those kinds of events going on in Shelbyville. We also have got a dive-in movie at the Meridian Street Aquatic Center, and that's sponsored by the Parks Department and the Shelbyville Police Department. But the Parks Department puts on these movies in the park all through the summer, and so this is their annual dive-in movie, which happens actually at the pool, which is pretty neat, and that is free on Friday evening, and the movie will kick off at dark. I already mentioned the P.O.G run, which will be happening in conjunction with the Derby Days, and that is in honor of Paul Gable, who was a cross-country coach there at Morristown. The Farmers Market is happening on Saturday morning from 8 o'clock till noon, so you can go get your fresh vegetables and fruits and things like that. The Skyline Drive-In, of course, is open all weekend with their movies, as usual. There's going to be on Saturday evening a smoked pork chop dinner at New Life United Methodist Church as a fundraiser there. And then on Sunday at the Skyline, there's a special event. They're having the Shelby Underground Music Festival, which is an annual festival where they bring in some of Central Indiana's best punk, metal, and hardcore acts. So if you like that kind of music, then this is the show for you out at the Strand on Sunday. Sunday evening, there is a special community-wide worship service, and that's being held at the Morristown Chapel. If you don't know where Morristown is, if you take 9 south out of town on your way down towards Columbus, then where 252 meets up with 9, if you turn right on 252, of course, that takes you to Flat Rock. But if you turn left, that right there is Morristown, and there's the Morristown Cemetery, and there's a small chapel there. And the owners of that are trying to kind of restore that. And the community-wide worship services are just a part of that. They don't normally have an every Sunday service, but every once in a while they have these community-wide worship service, and just a chance for people of all denominations to get together and just have some worship time. Brandon Sutton will be speaking. I'm sure they will take up a collection, and the funds from that will go to help continue the restoration of the Morristown Chapel and care for the cemetery right there. All of this is done through donations and through volunteers. So I wanted to point that out because that's always great when people want to take care of Shelby County history and keep it around for future generations. So make sure you head down there for that on Sunday evening. There is something kind of special I wanted to point out. There is a casting call for Shelby County teens. Turning Point is doing a special video that is going to be shown throughout Shelbyville. It's going to talk about dating violence. And they actually want to use Shelby County people in this video. And so if you have a teen that would be interested in doing a little acting, then they are having a casting call. And you can contact Turning Point for more information on that. And of course, if you come to Shelbyville today and click on the event, you can get all that information right there. And then kicking off on Thursday is Rumors, which is the latest production from the Shelby County Players. So you may want to check that out, kicking off Thursday, and it'll also be showing Friday, Saturday, and a matinee on Sunday next week. All right, so that's what I got for you this week. I just wanted to give you a quick look at the calendar. Make sure you go to shelbyvilletoday.com to check that out. Don't forget, we also have the app that has a lot of our features on there as well, the articles and the calendar and things like that. And then you can check out the Facebook and Twitter feeds there as well. And with that, I will sign off, and we will see you next week. Thanks a lot.